do this, team. Hello, yes, and welcome to Motosumo. My name is Ben Parsons, and I am your instructor for this class, guys. Team, making sure, first and foremost, if you're watching the recording of this, making sure you're jumping on some live classes, because we want to see you on the leaderboard so we can interact with you all class long. Now, let's get into it. I am your instructor here in London. I'm here in our UK studio, ready to take you through your half an hour stronger together. Now this class, guys, is a challenging one. It's a tough one. It's here to test you out, but we do it together. That's why it's called Stronger Together, because it makes us stronger together, guys. I hope you're ready, I hope you're excited. We're gonna start the way we always do, by popping it into that resistance at 0. So just get those legs moving, take them round, and find nothing. Find that 0 on that resistance, take it all off. Basically, it feels like you're going downhill. And then I want you to add just a little touch, just a tiny bit. Now that is your resistance 1, and that is where we all begin, team, as if you're on a sort of flat road. And we go for that. In 3, in 2, in 1. Let's go. Just taking those legs up, moving round. There we go. Now your resistance 1, once again, should just feel like you're on a sort of flat road. So it's nice and simple, nice and easy, but you can definitely feel something under those feet. Later on, I take you up to slightly higher resistances, 2, 3, and 4. 4 being that very heaviest, and 4 being like you're going up a super, super steep hill. If you imagine on like a treadmill, everyone knows if you add maybe 1 or 2 onto that incline, and then 3 and 4, 5 and 6, and it starts getting steep. But right now, you're on that flat road. So you're putting the work in, but it's the easiest it's gonna get all class, team. The other main thing we concentrate on is your cadence. That is your speed you are moving at, and your feet moving around in a circle. And that, team, is measured in RPM, revolutions per minute. Higher the number, faster you go. Lower the number, slower you go. But let's bring it up into yellow. 60 seconds on the clock, 90 to 100. 3, 2, 1, go, team! So strong, so good here. Let the flame fill the night. When we touch them, we ignite. 15 seconds. Let the flame fill the night. You and me light up the sky. Go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. We're just gonna put it back a little bit there. Just gonna slow it down, just gonna hold off on that before we go for that once again. Now I want to see when you can add between 5 and 10 onto your RPM of what you did that last time. Say you were chilling at 95, I want you to go between 100 and 105. Once again, we go for another minute. In 3, 2, Motosumo, 1. Go, team! Now it's also time to start thinking about that technique, because we want to hone it in. Because you want to be on form from the beginning to the end of this class, and especially when we get into that heavier stuff, especially when it gets trickier, especially when we start getting tested out with those heavier resistances and those longer rounds, you want to be as efficient as possible. Because your mind's going to get blurry, it's going to get tough, you're going to start breathing heavy. And you want to be able to rely, you want to be able to fall back on the fact that you've got your technique in the bag. Yo, stay it, don't let that number come off. Come on. 2, 1. Now we're just going to go for a 30-second effort. Red zone. 110 plus. We go for that. 4, 3, 2, build it up. 1, 30 seconds, go. Two, 1. Let's bring down resistance 2. Now team, before we start going in this resistance 2, bearing in mind resistance 2 should feel like we've raised up that incline just a little bit. So it's getting a little bit tougher, but we're still not mad steep right now. And when you think about your intention of what you want to gain from this class, look, we're just in the warm up, it's a nice long warm up. It's there to get you warm. But it's there to switch that mind on and set your intentions right for when it gets difficult once again. I want you to fall back on these goals, fall back on your intention of what you want to get from this class. I want you to push yourself. When the drop goes, 60 seconds of 90 to 100. First time resistance 2 with this big old banger. Motosumo. Yes, 3, 2, 1, go! Ready? Moving on to that new track, but holding on to this resistance 2 little section here. Go, go, go. 3, 2, 1, short break, bringing up resistance 3. That incline goes a little bit steeper. We're gonna aim for about 85 to 95. Another minute coming on the clock. Remember, in these breaks, I don't want you to stop your legs moving, you just need to pull it back in that pace. Ready to go again. 85 to 95, 3, 2, 1, go! Now you hear that stronger together, now you hear that name. And you're like, okay, it makes sense now. Because we're gonna work a lot in these heavier resistances. Because it's all about that power. And if you think about power, it is weight, i.e. resistance, plus that speed, which is your cadence, which equals that weight. Big up another 10 seconds. Good. 3, 2, 1. Yo, resistance 4 time. Who fancies standing up? Hey-oh! That's me, by the way. I fancy standing up. 60s in your resistance 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. First time out of our saddle. First time on this new one. Look, stronger together. Look, this is a team effort. Anytime in these classes, or really any time you're in a Motosumo class, just think at the points of when you're struggling a little bit, just think that there's someone else that's done it, there's someone else that's been in your position. And I'm not even talking about me, because obviously I'm in your position right now, because we're doing this together. And this is still the warm-up, this is still the time where we're working on that technique, and we're also finding out our sort of resistances, and we're playing around. But later on, That's what you fall back on. Sitting down in 2, 1. Back to resistance 3. Back to that resistance 3. Same thing again. I reckon we got the job. Motosumo, you know what to do. 85 to 95. 3, 2, 1. Oh, yes. When you've got those big tunes racing through your veins, you've got that mindset sorted, you've got your goals set. You got me here, I'm here with you. Let's ride together. Let's get stronger together, let's do this together. Sticking to that 85 to 95, remember we dropped it off a little bit from that resistance 4. Let's go. Yes, Santi. Another 6 seconds. Short break. 2, 1. Back to resistance 4. This time we say stat down. This time we say stat down. 70 to 85. 3, 2, 1, another minute. A minute sat down. You know what we do? We do a minute stood up. Minute sat down, minute stood up. Super elongated warm up. That's 75 to 85 now. Resistance 4. Getting a bit more of that endurance in your legs. Another thing you can think of is that Motosumo community. The way I programmed this today, there's only going to be one sort of main round. One main round for you to get stuck into and for you to give it all your best. And this is when you've got to remember that this is an international community and we are doing this together. Standing up, 2, 1, straight in, straight in. 60s. Yes, Lucid Champ. What a name. Big girl, let's get another 20 seconds here. We get a 1 minute break coming up. You get a lovely long break coming up. To the end, Motosumo. Let's go. 4, 3, 2, 1, sit down. Take it down. Resistance 1, resistance 2, I don't mind for now. You got 1 minute break. All right, so the way this class works is you've got one main round. That was a sort of elongated warm-up we've just done there. I'm gonna take you through your main round. And it's gonna be 12 minutes long, and that's it. You've got a 12-minute round, and then you're done. I'll sort of use that to prepare everything, to build up the tension, to set your intention, to prep you for it. Now we should be prepped. 12 minutes to get in the bag, to build up that sort of power, to build up that sort of continuous power. And we start resistance 3 for 3 minutes. Resistance 3 for 3 minutes, 85 to 95. Motosumo, are you ready? Are we ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay, so now I just want you to understand, just get it in your head right now, that the next time we rest, we are done. That is both a daunting and nice thought. That is both a scary thought and a good thought. The next time we break, we're done. It's only a half an hour class, but it's that stronger together. Yeah! In 10 seconds time, you're gonna add, for me, a touch of resistance. Whatever that means to you right now, just adding that little bit of resistance in 2, in 1, go! Coming into this dirty little track. You're with me. I don't want you to blow out in the first 2 minutes. Don't want you to blow out in the first 6 minutes. I want you to stay strong throughout this entire thing, but also be working towards that threshold. Come on. Here's another bit of dubstep, kicking us off with our one and only main round in this Stronger Together class. Your Motosumo, and in 10 seconds, you're gonna give me another tiny touch of resistance. We go for that in 4, 3, 2, 1, go! I want you to send me those fire emojis, making sure you are with me this entire time. First 3 minutes, nearly in the bag, you know. "15 seconds, up to that resistance. 4, we're standing up. Just for a minute, just for a minute. It's not to sort of loosen up, it's not to slow down. We go heavy. In 3, 2, 1, up we get. Just a minute here. We're staying heavy for most of this 12-minute round. For a majority of this 12-minute round, we're gonna be in that resistance 3 or 4. And if you think of, you sort of picture a graph in your mind, sort of picture a graph of how much weight we've got on us and how much resistance, and then how much speed we've got, because we're holding a good, strong pace. 8 seconds. You'll be glad to know we're back down. Resistance 3 once again, 85 to 95. In 2, 1, back down, release it off. Oh, yes. Leading by example, yo. You're coming with me on this journey. And we are feeling strong. It's 2 minutes here. It's 2 minutes in this resistance 3 before we're back up. Before we're back up. Ten seconds. We get an extra minute. Yes, Santi. Yo, I hope you're enjoying these tunes because it's what is driving me. But team, we've also got that purple light. And you know what that purple light means? It means we've got 10 minutes left. But we look at the bigger picture and we look at this round. And this one round and one round only is coming close to that halfway mark. That's 6 minutes done, 6 minutes to go. When we next stand up in 20 seconds, we're halfway through your final and your only 12-minute round. Resistance 4, standing up in 3, 2, 1. Find those 60s for me. Two minutes up here. Now, it's at times like these, when we've got these big tracks on, you think of that goal that you set, you think of why you got on the bike. What was that reason? And if it wasn't to test yourself out, if it wasn't to work on that fitness, work on that strength, what was it? That's your reason. That's your reason right here, right now. Another minute here, stood up. 5 minutes left of hard riding. Oh man. Oh man. The way we finish off the main 10-minute round, a little heads up, it breaks it up. Your final 2 minutes is something a little bit special, is something a little bit fancy. The way we finish your 10-minute section before your final extra 2 minutes is we sit it down in resistance 4 and grind away. Join me up here. Join me up here intensity-wise, sweat-wise. Because I know why I got on the bike. Because I knew what was coming. Sitting down. 2, 1, stay in the same resistance. That's heavy. Trying to hit about 70 to 85. $70 to 85. Santi, you with me? Motosumo, you with me? Yo, we're close. We're close. We have about 3 minutes of hard riding left. Oh, there we go. That's the sort of tune we needed to finish us off. 50 seconds. Yo, we gotta drop it down to resistance 2. Yes, you're welcome. Resistance 2. And we go into that 2-minute race to finish it off. Music to your ears, and we hit that racetrack, and it's all about going as fast as you can, consistently, for 2 minutes. So I want you to think of a number in your head, I want you to think of an effort in your head, I want you to think about where you're gonna take this race, and how fast you're gonna go. We go in 10 seconds. Drop it down, find resistance 2 for me. Build that speed up. You go in. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. This is what it's all culminated to. This is the one that counts. You wouldn't want to waste all the effort we've put in. You wouldn't want to waste everything we've done in this class so far. So now it's time to keep your eyes on the prize and smash it. Yes. That's halfway. All the way. 40 seconds. Give me some supernatural speed. 30 seconds. Go! $15. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Oh my. Unbelievable. Let's go to this guy. Take it down to resistance 0, team. Oh my goodness. That was epic. Let's take those shoulders around a few times. Let's reflect on the class. My only way of reflecting is wow. That was something. That was something. Lean your head up to one side. Over to the other. Lean your head forward and up. Take another big deep breath in through the nose. Hold it. And out. Again, in. And out. From there, team, you're gonna stand it up for me. Push your heels down, push your bum back. Again, I'm stretching those calves, those ankles, a bit of everything there. You're gonna spin around the other way. Do that same thing. Three, 2, 1. Nice. From there, you take your arms nice and tall. You bring them over to one side. You bring them over to that other side. And then from there, you bring them all the way around into that center. You give yourself a big round of applause, team. Thank you so much for joining me. That was an epic one with a tough old finish. Sending all my love, team, and thank you very much for joining me, making sure you're finding us on all social media, making sure you're following us, and making sure you click pause and save as well. So thank you very much for joining me. My name is Ben. This has been Motosumo. Peace and love, team, and I will see you later. Goodbye.